ExposureNation.com, it's your man, sir. Right now, I feel honored right now. I'm sitting next to a very important guy in the world from Philadelphia, Jamal Williams, Yard Out Entertainment. How are you doing, sir?
What's up, Exposure Nation? How you doing? I'm great, man. How you doing, sir?
Man, you gotta tell everybody about your company, all the people you worked with, all the places you've been, all the tours you've been on.
Well, basically, I mean, Yard Out Entertainment is a booking agency. I've been in the industry for about 17 years or whatever, and I've worked with everybody from like I've worked with Kevin Hart, who's a Philly native as well. We just did a tour with my company just did a tour in Europe with Genuine, SWV,
classic music. That's the classic music, man.
And Drew Hill. We just did that tour. We did Birmingham, Manchester, and London. Then before that, we did a tour with Joe, John B, and Jagged Edge. We actually just got off a tour with Jagged Edge, and I actually managed John B, and I worked with Chico DeBard and Christopher Williams, like a lot of the the old school artists, like the 80s, 90s artists or whatever, that real music or whatever. But I also produce films, and we do a little bit of everything, man. I worked on the movie Stomp the Yard.
All right, hold on. I got a question for you. How did you start off with the booking? Like, what made you?
Well, what it was, I was in the industry for a while, or whatever, doing different things, whatever, meeting different people. And a friend of mine, Kel Mitchell from Keenan and Kel, was telling me, he's like, dude, he said, you need to start a booking agency. He said, you know so many people, you can pick up the phone and basically call anybody. And I mean, I had created great relationships with these different people, whatever. And it just went from there, man. And it wound up taking off, man.
But how were you able to network with these people and actually start building like these relationships and phone numbers? Like, where did it start? Like, were you an intern somewhere when you was like in college? Like, how did you get that?
I could just say God, man. It's just like, I just so happened to be in the right place at the right time, man. I mean, I had moved to California. I lived in Cali for like 7 years or whatever. When I moved to Cali, man, I didn't have anything, man. I didn't really have anything. I just had a car and a couple of hours or whatever, man. I was sleeping in my car, sleeping with my boy Jamal Dorman. Shout out to my boy Jamal Dorman, a comedian over there in California. I was sleeping on his couch and stuff like that, man. And it just like, I kind of think like it was like my calling, man. It just happened, man. I mean, I know it was all God's doing, man. I started out in the industry. Me and my brother, we had a company called C&J Promotions, and we were like promoting like wrestling and boxing and stuff like that. Like, we were actually the first people to promote like Teray Gordon and Tommy Too Smooth and Kevin Hart and all of them. Like, we were the first promoters to actually do shows with Budweiser and all of that. Like, me and my brother Chuck, what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I mean, it started like that.
And like, what age was that? Like
man, I was
when
like,
you just started, you was promoting them for the first time in the Budweiser.
I'll be 41 this year, so I was probably about, I was in my early 20s.
Okay.
Early 20s, yeah.
Okay, so besides the booking, you started to go into how you actually do like production?
Yeah, like I did the film stuff, like that's on the strength of Kev, like Kev introducing me to different people, whatever, and I worked on I did the music and all that for Like Mike movies. I did the biggest selling straight to DVD on Image Entertainment with Lamont Rucker called The Greatest Song. I produced that. I produced the film when we came back to Philly called Expendable, and I had like Sparks in it and Gilly and some of the guys from The Wire and Terrell Hicks and a couple people. I produced that. I shopped Stomp the Yard. Greg Anderson's a good friend of mine. He's actually the writer and the creator of Stomp the Yard. I shopped Stomp the Yard for Greg Anderson at one time. It was just like a lot of things, man. I mean, it's just like I said, I'm blessed, man. There's a lot of things that's been going on in my life that I can honestly say that if I was to die today or tomorrow, man, I lived a good life, man. I've lived in Europe. I've traveled all over the world, like,
Okay.
And this is all through,
Okay. All right, now listen. Everybody knows at home that I'm a wild guy. I have to ask certain questions. I need to know things. Okay. Mm-hmm. Tell me the best celebrity experience you ever had, and with who, where, what country, what city?
The best experience that I've ever had, and I didn't kind of actually meet the celebrity.
Okay.
I was at Michael Jackson's house.
What?
That was like, I would have
you
to
say. You was at Michael Jackson's house?
I had a friend of mine, Amir Bayan, who's in the group Kool and the Gang. He's like a big brother figure to me or whatever. One day he called me on the phone. He said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm not doing." I was in California. This when I was living in Cali, and I said, "I'm not doing anything." He said, "Take a ride with me." We riding, we roll up to this big black gate or whatever. I'm like, dang, whoever living here, you know, they making some serious paper. So we ride up to the gate, they buzz us in and all of that. And then as I'm riding up the gravel driveway where I'm looking, I'm like, I just shout out, oh, I'm like, yo, this Michael Jackson house. He's like, yeah. So we violate the car, we go in the house. Mike's mom sitting on the couch, she hugging me and like, hey, sit down, baby, you want something to eat? You know, she watching Wheel of Fortune. I'm watching Wheel of Fortune with Mike's mom and dad. The rest of the family was there. It was crazy. Mike was out of town at the time. I actually have a picture on Facebook, man, because Mike's birthday was the other day, holding the actual the original Thriller plaque. And
wait, on Facebook.
On Facebook.
Matter of fact, let's show that picture right now because I need to see this picture. Okay. All right, let's show this picture right now. All right, so y'all just seen it. He was holding it. Yeah. How did it feel?
I mean, it was just like it was like Mike wasn't there, but it was just like
but
I was
did
just
you
I was
feel
like,
the power?
I was
you
like,
feel
man. Then they have this room that's across from the house. That's like a barn, and it's set up with it's like all of the memorabilia from when they were kids all the way up. I'm talking about the jackets they wore on the Victory tour.
Wow.
It's a room with like, it's just plastered with all types of stuff. Like I'm talking about pictures of Mike when he was in the tub when he was a baby, pictures with Yul Brynner, Elizabeth Teller, when they were kids, growing up, like first time they perform. It's like, it's just, they have that's the actual wallpaper in the room. And it's like all of the wardrobes and stuff that they wore through the years and all of that, man. It was crazy, man. But that was like probably my best celebrity experience, man.
Okay, now what was your worst one? What was the worst one?
I plead the fifth on that one.
You don't gotta say no names. But you don't gotta say no names. So tell us what happened. Like, did somebody not come through on the stage that night? And like, just give us the worst one minus the name.
I had an artist that I was managing that was on an HBO show, and he was going behind my back doing little side business or whatever. But it's cool though because like, you know, I'm blessed, man, and in the long run he wound up trying to come back to me.
Yeah,
they always in a nice way. I was like, you know
back.
what? I was like, I'm good. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm never gonna, you know, front and act like that towards nobody. But I mean, you know, he came back, and I was like, no, I'm good. I choose not to do business with you. You know.
Okay. All right. So now I need to know the future. So what's going on for the future of your business, and you know, give me the next 2 years.
Well, we got some tours set up. Like I got a run set up in Europe with Eric Roberson and Chico DeBarge and a couple people. And then we doing like a big show next year. Like we trying to figure out if it's gonna be. Well, I have some of the artists already booked, but it's gonna be Blackstreet, Jodeci, and a couple other people that we're booking with. I'm in talks with them. I mean, I've already agreed. Some of them already have agreed to, you know, be a part of this actual tour. But it's gonna be Jodeci, Drew Hill, Blackstreet. It's gonna be like a big festival. A buddy of mine's out, and shout out to Black Ice Agency in UK too. My buddy Gavin Beckles or whatever. We do a lot of business over there. I've done about 3-4 tours with him over there. But yeah, that's you know.
Now I have a question for you. I hear all the artists and everybody that you're talking about and all the names, and I realize that you're not working with any current people. Now, I feel this way. I don't know if you feel this way, but I don't like the new generation of music. I don't like the new generation of celebrities.
Right.
Are you choosing not to actually go into the Chris Browns and the Trey Songz and the Justin Biebers and the new age because, you know, you kind of feel like that's the real music and you're gonna be behind something that's true?
Kind of, sort of, man. Cause I'm a '70s baby, man. So I appreciate real music, man. And no disrespect, like a lot of these brothers out here doing their thing, and I'm not mad at any brother that's getting an honest dollar. But I'm more so a new edition, Jodeci, Drew Hill,
right.
John B. You know what I mean? Like that's the good music to me. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? Some songs that come out, like I like Music Soul Child representing Philly. I like Jill, of course. I like Neo, and some of the rappers I like. You know, but I mean for the most part, man. I mean, you know, the '80s, '90s music, man. To me, I feel as though those eras were the best. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Hey, no, that's my opinion too.
It's timeless music. Some of this music that's out now, I don't think we'll be able to.
Yeah, like nobody's going to be singing that in 5 or 10 years.
Yeah,
it's just going to be gone.
I mean,
listen,
you never know. I mean, you You know.
All right, so listen, we gotta go. How can people contact you, or how can people follow you to see, you know, like the future of you and your company? Do you have a Twitter? You have a website?
Yeah, you can go on my Twitter, Yard Out / Twitter, or either you can go on my Facebook page, is Yard Out Entertainment or whatever, Yard Out ENT on Facebook, or you can go to my site www.yardout YARDOUT entertainment spelled all the way out wix.com/yardout. So that's www.yardoutentertainment.
Yeah.
.wix.com/yardout. You can go on either one of them and you know, check out my stuff if you ever want to book anybody. I mean, we book actors, we book comedians.
Book everybody.
Yeah.
There's no no one he doesn't book. Listen, we're out of here. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time, good brother. All right, let's check out the next video right here on Exposure Nation TV.